Hey guys, Brittany here. I have some issues to sort out. Uh, in my last video, I found two queens in here, my original queen that came with my package, and then they had raised another queen, and that queen did not kill my original queen. So I decided to move her and a frame of brood and some resources to my nuke until I could get some more equipment made. And then I moved them into a deep box. Yesterday, I noticed not a lot of activity from that hive, and I took a peek in there and noticed some dead bees in the bottom, and I've come to the conclusion that it's just so hot that the low population was not able to properly keep the temperature maintained. So with that being said, I need to do something. I'm going to find out what that's going to be, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out Brittany'sBotanicalBling.com, where I sell my handmade items, including this beekeeping veil, and let's get into it. So first thing that I need to do is get in to this hive and see if my queen is still in here. I know that I have some dead bees in here. I don't know if that, well, I just took that off without giving them any smoke. That was genius. Are we fighting? I'm also worried here that we might have some robbing going on because they're so small. So we're going to see what we can do. If the queen is no longer in here, then I guess I'm going to be putting these frames back in there. I'm going to just have to see what's going on. I'm hoping that they're going to be tolerant of me, but also I understand that they might be a little defensive because they got some things going on. So we're going to try to help them out. I feel bad because there's an ant. Some bees died because of my choices and my beekeeping. Sometimes I guess lessons are learned the hard way. I don't like that, but I guess my first year in beekeeping couldn't go perfectly, you know? It's gone so well. It had to have a low point eventually, I guess. All right, so I'm going to take a peek, see if my queen is still in here. The whole point of moving them over was because I still had my original queen, and I see eggs, but I'm still, since it's so small, I'm going to take a peek. Oh, there she is. She's in here. All right, we have eggs, we have kept brood, larvae. They're working, they're putting in the work. So I just need to beef them up, I think. I haven't seen any robbing up to this point. Man, there are a lot of dead bees in there. I say a lot. I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not a ton, but when you have a small colony, it's kind of a lot. All right, I've seen kept brood over here, worker cells, and eggs and larvae, nectar, pollen. All right, we're not doing a full inspection. We're just seeing where they're at. So, since the queen is in here, I am still going to give them a chance to build up in time for winter. And then if it comes down to it, then I can combine these two and smash the queen. So let's see. I have made another feeding board because that's another thing. I kind of scrambled to get this equipment together. I made a third bottom board because I only had the two, and I made another lid, and then I put them in here without a feeding system, and they didn't have probably foragers, so that was a mistake on my part. I cut this a little short, but it's okay. It is what it is. best lessons learned are learned the hard way, I suppose. Since my queen's still in there, you know, that's it's not all is not lost. All right, so I have my feeding system on this. Need to take a look. Oh, I need to feed them. So much to do, so little time. Okay. Not doing inspections here. Trying to make this quick and just fix what I messed up. Ooh, they are full in here. I think that they can manage to lose or give up a few frames. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's see what we have here. I want to give them some brood to bulk up their population so that they can do the work they need to do and build everything up and defend it. Let's see. I'm going to take out this one so I can scoot them. All right. If I can put eyes on my queen in here, that'd be lovely. It's one thing to look at a frame and say, oh, the queen's not on there. But it's another when you can say, okay, the queen is here. She's for sure not on that frame that we're moving over. Right. Waggle dancing. The larva. Capped brood. The last time I was in here was when I figured out that I had two queens in here. And I did see eggs, but since my original queen was in here, I don't actually know that those eggs were from my new queen. There's my new queen. Okay. Do I see eggs? I do see eggs. Okay. So, I do not want this frame. For the other one. Potentially this one. This next one. Yeah. This is a good solid frame of brood and some resources, which are good because that colony is not really going to have foragers yet. Okay. I'm going to... Is there anybody on the bottom? All right, I'm going to take one second look. Make sure my queen is still on this frame that she was on before I go stick in that frame in the other half. And then be counterproductive. Was she on this side or the other side? I don't know. Not that that matters. I think she was on the other side. Oh, there she is. There she is. I found her. She is on this frame. So I am going to put this one back in here. All right, so now I'm going to move, let's see, I want them to be centered. I'm going to scooch this, take this one out. It has brood. I think I can put them right here. And here's this. Okay, I need to put this back in here. You know what? We'll just put this in the middle. Maybe play around with them and help them want to draw it out since it's between two drawn out frames. Okay, now let's get this one over. Watch out, girls. Okay, this one over here. And we're gonna press them together more this way. All right, I think that's good. Put these back on here. All right, so I still need to build my super to put on one of these to cover a feeding system. I think what I'm gonna get that done today, but I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put this one on here. I do need to go grab another. I've got some jars of feed ready to go because that one's empty that I just took off. And I'll put it on here because I think this hive needs it more because it doesn't have foragers. So I'll just have that ready to go. Go, ma'am. Gotta go. Go, go, go. Let's see. Just do this for now. Maybe that'll work. It'll help ventilate it. Okay, so there's that. Take a look at the entrance. I'm trying to decide. I've got an entrance reducer on this one over here since they're so small. And I'm trying to decide if that is the right move. I think we're going to stick with that because I already feel like they're dealing with a little bit of potential robbing. So that way they have a little less to defend. All right, so I'm hoping that this fixes the situation. I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on this. And I'm going to get that last super put together so I can put it on here and have a feeding system on here. I'll put the jar of feed on here and monitor this. So I hope that fixes that and gives them the population that they need to defend their colony and regulate the temperature properly. So I'm assuming that it was the temperature that got them because there are some dead bees in there. And I didn't experience it with this one. When I did the walk away split, when I found the swarm cells in my original hive and I did a split, it was earlier in the season and wasn't getting nearly as hot as it has been, which we've been in the 90s. So I feel like the lesson to learn from this is you can't necessarily do things the same way that you've done them before. You have to take into consideration all of the factors. So when I did the walkaway split, I just kept it simple. I brought over a strong frame of brood, the queen, and then a couple frames of resources, and it worked really well. But that's what I did in this one, and I've been having some issues with it, and I think it's because of the heat. So just something to consider. Make sure that you think about all of the factors when you do things like that, because it may not work like it did another time with other factors, if that makes sense. I'm rambling. So I'll keep you up to date on this and how they're doing. Hopefully it helps and fixes it. And then I have 3 hives working on growing for the winter. So I will keep you up to date, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss those updates. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.